So John Cena and The Rock's new pairing is reportedly under consideration to be named the Rock and Soul Connection.
You what?
Bro, WWE's just trolling the dirt sheets at this point with this. The Rock and Soul Connection. This is from Wrestle Votes and not Westel Votes, right? We're not Dummy Daves, but Wrestle Votes. One of the ideas being to label the duo the Rock and Soul Connection, a nod to The Rock's father, Soul Man Rocky Johnson, perhaps. The Rock and Soul Connection is an idea. It's not official. It's one of the ideas on the table to label the pairing of The Rock and John Cena. WWE has gotten away with making the sheets look so stupid this year alone, like 3-4 months in this year alone, that, yeah, this is clearly a control. There's no other way to, they're just like having fun with them now. So WrestleOps, one of the ideas discussed for The Rock and John Cena has been to label them the Rock and Soul Connection. Brian Gewirtz just smashes this rumor into oblivion.
Smashed your knee to oblivion.
Your sources are drunk. So there you go. Dirt sheets in the mud. Again, I'll leave this one small here, but this is the video package for Triple H. Have meet and greets with Triple H for like $8,000. And no, that's not a joke.
This is the king of kinks.
Yeah, Triple H should have been inducted like before he was the boss. That's why I'm glad they're doing it now. He shouldn't pull the Vince and be like, I don't ever want to be acknowledged. He shouldn't do that. He should get it out of the way because it's like, no, your career is one of, it's like, how weren't you already in it? Yeah, like who else do you get to headline? That's the perfect one. And then you do Batista next year or whatever. So NXT star Axiom, A-Kid, made a surprise appearance at Lucha Libre Rebellion. This means he is in his home country of Spain, where tomorrow SmackDown is taking place. And then he wrestled there. We all know, and can we just say a tremendous match with Gunther? Tremendous. You know what I mean? Gunther did a great job of just hitting like 4 moves then winning overall. Like the whole match, he landed like 5 shits and then won, but it was just David versus Goliath. And when you have 2 guys who can work like that, I was explaining to my wife too, you know, because we're talking about NXT and she's like, well, these people are really good over here. And I'm like, yeah, you know, people like, you know, Fraxium, they're on this crazy tag title run. So like, they don't need to go. Like, what's the point of calling them up right now? I get why you leave them there, but like, they don't need to be there, right? And I'm explaining to her, like, some people kind of need to be in NXT, right? Some people really don't. This is one of the guys who doesn't, you know, but he's there. But well, he should be there right now, just in context of what's going on in NXT. He's on a great title run, and like, he's getting the rub from the Hardys and stuff right now. But like, if you called Fraxium up to the main roster, I know they're small, but I'd rather watch them than DIY. 10 times out of 10, I'd rather watch them than DIY. So that's all I'm saying. And not to like lower one to raise the other, but you guys know how it is here. We're critiquing. So Karrion Kross is taking on Alex Hammerstone, dude, and he doesn't have any logo. Like, so Hammerstone is done with TNA, no logo, but WWE Superstar Kross versus Hammerstone. Holy. So yeah, that'll be a good one. NXT, Shawn Michaels, WWE main roster. This is what we need to see. Ethan Page, Hammerstone, and who else? One more guy, just main roster. Or Kross, man. Kross could lead like a Hammerstone, Ethan Page. Maybe not. I think Page should be the leader if they do a faction like that. But yeah, I just hope Hammerstone doesn't go AEW because he'll just get Wardload. But yeah, dude, that's at the Mecca, the Bane of Fit for Bay, dude. So I love that so much. Per Wrestle Votes, and this was actually backed up by a few other sheets, I suppose. So WWE is exploring the possibility of hosting a post-WrestleMania event in Las Vegas on April 20th. So it's on 420 as well. Where's my smokers at? So we'll all be having a laugh. But tentatively titled The Roast of WrestleMania, featuring comedian Tony Hinchcliffe. Now, wrestlers get in their feels sometimes. The wrestler roasts is a thing that's happened, and they're kind of funny, but sometimes, you know, wrestlers take themselves too seriously. That being said, Tony Hinchcliffe would be the perfect guy to host it or to work on it. He's a huge wrestling fan. He's hilarious. If you've seen him on his, like, well, he's good at roasting. I don't know. I'm not like the biggest fan of his stand-up in general. There's not really a lot of it out there anyways. You can't really find a lot of it. And like, I saw a special one shot like years ago. I'm not like the biggest fan, but his roasting and Kill Tony is hilarious. Like just off the cuff, he's so good at just like making fun of people. And yeah, so I don't know. And then like obviously he wrote his jokes for the roast or whatever, like of Tom Brady that he was on, that he just absolutely stole the show. And like, so obviously he can write good jokes, but it's when he's roasting. Like anytime I've heard him telling jokes, I've been like, what the, like, I don't know, is this guy funny? You know, but watch Kill Tony and he's just off the cuff at roasting. He's just one of a kind. So one of a kind. Hey, and this is the other thing too that should be mentioned. A bunch of the Comedy Central roasts from back in the day, Tony was like a writer on them. Or I don't know about a bunch of them, but he has some credits. I think like maybe a couple of them for sure. Like some of the most viewed ones. He was a writer, but like wasn't on the actual dais, like telling the jokes, but he was like helping celebrities like Snoop Dogg write their jokes and like that. So he would be awesome to host this thing. And they say you roast the ones you love. Right. And that's why I talk about wrestling, bro. I love it to death. You know, I love it. So I talked about it. You fight with your family, you fight with people you love, or else you don't love them. You know what I mean? To some degree, not a Bear Bronson level or whatever that was. Not like that. Oh, well, hold on. There is limits, right? We mean like emotionally, right? No, sorry, but dark humor here. But no, it's this is a great idea. I think they should do it. I just don't want to see any wrestlers like get actually offended by anything. The Ric Flair roast was hilarious and is tremendously underrated. I should like watch it with you guys on Patreon or something sometime. Oh, come on. That's not very fair. That's not very fair to EFAP it on Patreon. Because it is hilarious. But either way, they should do this. Usually, though, with these roasts, so if they just call it the roast of WrestleMania, like if this was the Vince era, this is what we'd hear the idea was. And then we just get one of those network shows where Tony Hinchcliffe's just standing in a room, like roasting moments, like, oh, talk about, and it would be all clean comedy. But if they do this and they do it with Netflix, and because Netflix needs another big name to get roasted, like the Tom Brady roast. And if you guys go way back in PWT lore, in PWT history as well, go back. I said a long time ago who Netflix wanted after the Tom Brady roast is they were kind of looking at wrestlers. They're looking at someone like The Rock or a LeBron James, or The Rock, though, was someone I heard. Now, I don't know, man. I maybe wrote a thing or two. I maybe been around the block. I said that a long time ago on PWT, like in the early days. I was like, hey, man, I'm hearing that The Rock. So I'm not shocked at all by this, just so y'all know. And I think it's a matter of time before this happens, whether it's this WrestleMania or not. I just hope they let it be a roast. It has to be like they have to be free to say whatever they want. And it will trigger so many wrestling fans. It will trigger the IWC. Oh, I can't wait for the meltdowns and the reaction to it. Yeah, I can't wait for this. I'll watch it with you guys. I don't know. It'll be amazing because I'm a huge fan of comedy and I'm a huge fan of pro wrestling. And you should do this. It's going to trigger everyone. It'll be awesome, but you have to be able to laugh at, unlike Brad Shepard, who can't laugh at jokes, you know, about a big Jack Jordan Grace beating the shit out of him, which she could. She beats out of 95% of wrestling fans too. But anyways, though, yes, I'm all for this. Do it. Pull the trigger on that. Lilian Garcia announced that tonight was her final night being SmackDown full-time ring announcer, which is weird, just like the first European show. And then the rest, they're like, peace out, come to this one Europe show, and then go home. I guess she speaks Spanish, no? And they're in Barcelona. They speak Spanish in Barcelona, right? 2 languages, Catalan and Spanish. There you go. Yeah, Barcelona. So anyways, yeah, Lilian Garcia gone again. I wonder for who? Who?
Wow, wow, wow. Oh my gosh, what an incredible night. España, de verdad, ustedes fueron una maravilla. Barcelona, increíble. It was just absolutely incredible. And even though I'm an American, I actually grew up here in Spain. So it was just so exciting to be back. But I have some news. This was actually my last SmackDown as the full-time announcer. There's just a new era upon us. Things are being shifted around. However, I am going to Saturday night's main event on NBC and Peacock, so I'm very, very excited. I'm going to be singing at certain special events, and also I am working with the WWE on some new projects. So I invite you to follow me and just keep
Is she in the Hall of Fame? She should be if she's not.
along this journey.
She is. Yeah, I believe she is, right?
It's a brand new chapter and we'll see what happens. But this is home for me. I'm not going anywhere. I absolutely love the WWE and you guys have been so incredible ever since I came back. Can't thank you enough for the welcome. So let's see where this goes. But I will be heading to Germany this weekend. So I'm so excited. Germany, Alemania, we're coming for you. All right. Hope you
Oh, so she'll be in Germany this weekend. Solid.
make a lot of noise, just like Spain did. We're so excited. All right. In the meantime, much peace, love, and passion to you. And you never know if I pop up on Raw or SmackDown whenever I'm needed.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say, that's the perfect move. You just have Lilian there to come in when needed. Someone needs a break. She can just fill in. She's a name. She's known. I don't know. She did tremendous work. Even if she wasn't in WWE, folks, she'd go do like MMA again or worlds. She was doing all types. So, yeah. Shout out Lilian Garcia. It was so great to have her back for a little while as well. I think she does tremendous work. Conquer Kissimmee. What the fuck is this? CCW Coastal Championship Wrestling presents a WWE ID official match. Aaron Rourke, Jack Cartwheel, and it's Gal. If you've been watching Evolve, you've seen these guys. 3 standouts for sure. So yeah, it's Gal just has a great look and personality. Jack Cartwheel can wrestle. Can do some really cool spots, man. Got to reel it in a little bit, like kind of rushes through everything. Aaron Rourke as well, just working with his gimmick there. So something to keep an eye on. Okay, breaking. John Cena is advertised for the WWE Backlash in St. Louis on May 10. It's the first PLE after WrestleMania. Cena is winning his 17th title, is what this guy's saying here. Elite Rockers. Now, this very likely could be the case. Obviously, it's a coin flip. It's either he's going to win or he's not. But if he's advertised for this show too, it seems likely he'll be defending the title, and that's why. Card subject to change, pal. So according to Fightful, The Miz and Dragon Lee are both up this year. Well, let's read this. This is according to Fightful here, okay, chat? So we don't know. We have The Miz. This is according to Fightful. I don't know if this is actually factually or not. The Miz through 2025. Okay, so The Miz, obviously, he's the kind of guy, I think he'd take a bit of a pay cut. They'd want to keep him around because he's legit been a star in different avenues as well, and he's a company player. He doesn't care if you need him to get beat up or lose or win or go heel or babyface or in a tag. He'll just do whatever, and he could be on commentary. He could be behind the scenes. He could be on the mic doing whatever. Like I could see him being, like the way like Michael Hayes was doing backstage interviews at one point. The Miz could be doing that. He could be at the commentary. I'd have him commentating Evolve, dude. And I'd get rid of some of these like Peter Rosenberg and Robert. It's like whatever. They're not terrible, but why not put the Miz there as a guy who's like, yeah, I've been Hollywood and whatever. These indie kids need to, and he can heal. And Rosenberg's like, oh, come on now, Miz. That's not very fair to say these kids should go Hollywood. No. Dragon Lee through 2025. Okay. So, hey, all I'm saying, dude, Ray Phoenix taking that spot, bro. You better. No. Who knows if these are even accurate, too? These could all be wrong. Nick Khan has an employee agreement running through 2026. He'll just be there forever. Corey Graves, early 2027. Fightful report. Confirmed, locked in. So, early 2027, Graves is done. Hopefully, he sticks it out on NXT. I really like him in book. And Vic Graves is the guy you just plug in anywhere, though, and he's just fantastic. Chad Gable, June 2027. Okay, they'll probably re-sign him again after that. Angel Garza, 2027. Now, that could be one where it's like, all right, what are you doing here? Cool. So plenty of time. Rey Mysterio until late 2027. I don't see him going anywhere ever again either. Dominic Mysterio, he is a WWE lifer. Finn Balor, April 2029, and then he's probably done. He's probably donezo. And again, Balor, I'll throw this out there, just like AJ. All those Bullet Club guys, you have to understand, they will go to AEW for one show and get a bag or whatever they got to do. Not sign on. I don't see Finn being like, yeah, I'm here for 3 years. I could totally see him retiring, not signed, showing up, just doing a one-off. And I don't think Triple H and them would be petty. Like, it doesn't help them none to have 50-year-old Finn Balor show up in 2030 to do a one-off. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter, okay? So Yeah, I could totally see that. But he's not gonna get that demon merch, bro. That we sell, but they're gonna resurrect the demon. They have to one more time to just give it that last like Triple H booked run of the demon. You know, that's the problem. A bunch of these guys like Black, they didn't get their proper runs. That's why Miro, I'm like, I don't even think they really want or need him because he'll cost a lot of money. And Vince already wrote him out to Mania on a tank. Like, that's not a Triple H guy per se. Although he did come up through NXT, but he's not a. It might have been a little bit before NXT was like NXT, though. No, I want to say Rusev came in like right at that time where it sort of changed. Sheamus, September, he ain't going anywhere. He signed for a long time. Orton, obviously, and this is probably his last ever like in-ring deal. Like, we won't get more Orton, and his back struggling, and so Booker T runs through 2029. Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. You know, ROW's ID'd and everything. Jordan Grace, she's just now she's in the WWE, so her career is just blossoming the next 5 years, signed up for. Amazing. Alexa Bliss, yeah, of course, for lifer. Owens as well. It's probably his last deal ever, like to wrestle. And then Taker, 2034. So yeah, he signed that 15-year deal in 2019. So this is like he's still getting that big money. And luckily he's friends with HBK and Triple H, and they did that whole end of the era. Like, you know, these guys are bros, regardless of Vince being there or not, which is good because he's more like active. Before he was just like chilling, man. He's just not doing. It was like Chuck Liddell with the UFC. Like, Vince would just kept him signed to a deal in case, like, if I need you in Saudi, pal, you know, like if I just need you randomly, you have to come wrestle again or put the dead man thing on. But, well, no, I guess Vince was there when they let him become the American Badass and become like Mark Calloway and all that. But you guys know what I mean. He wouldn't be like featured the way he is, as prominently, like backstage meeting up with Obafemi, like, yo, this is your yard, and on the LFG show and all that. I really don't think he would. This is more like just keep him so he didn't go do his like one-man show at StarCast. And oh, come on now, Vince, that's not very fair to sign Undertaker up to a 15-year deal, right? When I'm trying to get him on StarCast when it was already announced and it's on the same weekend as a healthy AEW. Oh, come on
now, Eric.
That's not very fair to blow up my spot like that, Vincent Kennedy. Yeah, so that's what Fightful's saying about these contracts. That's a good little report there. So here's the Street Profits. They won the tag titles. It's about goddamn time, man. It's been too long since they should have gotten them. I feel like this is long overdue. I feel like it makes it feel more special now. Hopefully they actually have a good run. These belts have been passed around more times than a kitten on one of Vince McMahon's planes, right? He had kittens, an abundance of kitties to hand out to his friends, allegedly. So a nice happy humor joke now. But yeah, dude, these belts are being jambled around. I think we get the Profits versus Motor City. It's crazy too because these guys are all like heelish now, but the crowd's so behind them, so it's kind of, I don't know. To me, I'm looking at this like, WWE, what the fuck are you doing with your tag division right now? But these are the right guys to give the belts to right now, just because they haven't had them and we've all wanted it for so long, and they just put on consistently good matches, and we know that they'll be there. I'll be there. So yeah, let's watch this clip. I'm happy for them, but basically, like, aren't they supposed to be bad guys now or whatever? So the crowd's like behind them, and then what, they go against Motor City, and we're like kind of celebrating them, but they were kind of being cheered the whole match. And tag division feels real messy right now, man. I thought they were really going to get it under control after last year's Mania. I've given it up until the last couple months to where I've finally been like, all right, what the fuck are they doing? But this was a good call, though, and the match was really fun. Great main event, and just to see this moment right here, we've wanted this for so long. And it sucks that like the red cups aren't all in the air, but also this more serious Street Profits. I love that a lot more.
Yeah! The new tag champions! We're here!
I like them as a tag. I don't want to really see them break up yet either. That's the thing. So Chelsea Green just buried this sicko. So Wrestle Purists were like, they talk about what Dave Meltzer said about the heat on Jade Cargill with the Shayna Baszler stuff, which we're going to get into in a bit here. You know, Shades of Bougie tags Chelsea Green and is like, stop spreading rumors and misinformation. Chelsea Green responds and is like, Amanda, please. And I'm trying to say this as kindly as I can. Right off, unless you are here and know what you are talking about, you and the rest of these internet trolls who deem someone guilty without any information are the problem, and that's on misinformation. So yeah, just own this chick for calling her out for no reason. Like, I don't think Meltzer even mentions Chelsea at all. So this chick just hates Chelsea. Vince Russo calls Paul Heyman's promos one-dimensional and overreacting. Bro, overacting. Bro, let me tell you something. Me, the great Vince Russo. Bro, I know a thing or two about overacting, bro. I know a thing or two about overact. And let me tell you something, bro. Paul Heyman has gone too far. The facial expressions. Bro, listen, I created Stone Cold, bro, and I know, trust me, I worked with The Rock, bro, and I know about overacting, bro. Vince Russo is just saying this because he thinks this is going to get him, like, attention. You know what I mean?
Shut up, bitch!
Now, at least he's willing to, like, call WWE out in times when people aren't willing to, even though sometimes it's like, what are you even talking about? And you know, he's not like Shillington. I don't know what he's doing. He's just trying to like talk. I don't know if he thinks, I don't know. I'm covering it right. I'm covering it right now. So there you go. Maybe it worked, but yeah, he's just trying to be like outrageous. Look at this completely, bro. The thing that's just brain dead and makes no sense, bro. Trust me, because I made Stone Cold. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was WWE.
Be gone.